Isn't that too far?
Nah, they can see us, they can hear us. We're live. I
Okay.
have damn. Okay. Yep.
All right.
All right.
Wow, why is this fucking shit going on?
Yeah,
All right.
it's too far. Here, Nina, bring it close.
All right. How's that?
There you go.
There we go. Yep, we are live. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Big Guilty Cigar Podcast. And if you know me, you know where I'm at. I'm at home, and I'm with the father of the home right now, Sanj Patel. Um, he just got back from Vegas, so I just this interview. You gotta understand. I've been talking about having Sanj on my show for about 2 years, and I've been so nervous to have him on
Why?
because I don't want to ask you any dumb questions and like
There's
that.
what I always teach you. There's no such a thing as
As a
dumb
dumb
question,
questions. I know.
right?
You're right.
If it's legitimate question, then it's not
Yeah,
a dumb
exactly.
question, right?
You're right.
So ask me anything you want.
You know, so before I start, I just want to say, as you guys know, Sanj is like he's like a father to me. And, I love Sanj like a father, and he's really like since I first walked into these doors about 3 4 years ago, he's just always embraced me, and it's always been he's always just loved me, and I'm grateful for that. So I just wanted to let Sanj know that I'm grateful for him,
Of course.
and without further ado, we're gonna get this show started. But the first question we're gonna ask you for people that don't know about the start of this beautiful shop. When did Sanjay's Smoke Shop open up?
January 7, 1997.
90,
1992.
1992.
Yeah.
So over 30 years.
33 years. This January will be 33 years.
Wow.
hmm
So what made you actually decide to actually go and actually get into the cigar business?
So this was nothing new for us, right?
Yeah.
So when I was kid, you know, my family had two cigar shops. We had tons of business, but
Mm.
for whatever reason, I ended up in a cigar shop, right?
Wow.
So we actually had one in Bloomfield at the other end, where where Staples is.
Yeah.
That was our original store.
Oh
Was
wow.
called
Oh, look at that.
yeah, that was called Wooden
Wow.
Indian Tobacco. And then we had one in Elizabeth on Broad Street by Courthouse, was called International Tobacco.
Wow.
So when we were kids, after school, we would have to work in a family store, and that's what I came into cigar industry. So cigars, I know, basically all my life.
So you've seen a lot of transition in the business, us in the world of cigars, and we talk about that a lot behind the scenes, just as far as the process of it and how and you know also you would say the process, and kind of the shortcuts of the business, and you would say back in the day that these cigars were so much better, and one not better, but it was a much different taste.
So back in the day, if you look at all the way up to like cigar boom really came 96, 97,
Okay.
98, right?
Mm-hmm.
And prior to that, cigar companies did not cultivate or make the amount of cigars that they do today.
Yeah.
So back in the day, they had cigars, they sold cigars, right? The
Mm-hmm.
biggest giant back in the day was Tiamo.
Mm.
Yeah, every shop, every corner, nobody was bigger than Tiamo. Every shop you saw, they had a Tiamo sign to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Tiamo cigar is a Mexican cigar, actually.
Yeah.
Oli, that's their family, Turan family, and they were making a lot of cigars. So also back in the day, you didn't have what we have today. Back in the day, standard brand was Macanudo, Partagas, Romeo and Julieta, uh, uh, Lane Limited made Royal Jamaica,
Wow.
Maccabi, Dunhill, right? And there was other great small companies, cigar called Santa Damiana. Santa Damiana was probably one of my favorite cigar at all times. And I remember Double Corona 654 was like $9. And
Mm.
today, if that cigar was $90, I still buy it.
Yeah.
But what has changed today? This is my experience, right? That I'm telling you what I have seen and what I have experienced. So greed came into the picture. When the boom came on,
Mm-hmm.
greed came in. So what happened? in 90s. Great cigar makers, new generation, next generation had greed. So they lost the pride aspect of it.
Mm.
Before, when a guy hands you a cigar, he
Yeah.
hands you with such a pride that he was so joyful. Like me, when you see me, explain to someone
Yeah.
about even simple as Industry Killer, it's
Mm-hmm.
a $6 cigar, but you see how much pride I take in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that pride part is gone,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's strictly a business, strictly a greed. And you know what? People willing to pay for it, and they charging. Cigars go up every year. Sometimes some cigars go up twice, three times a year for no apparent reason. Why
Mm-hmm.
is that? You're willing to pay for it, and that's where the project "Kill the Industry" was born.
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
about 7 years ago, I was on a blog, TLE podcast, and I would get always get same questions from like different blogs.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on over 1,500 blogs all
Yeah.
over the world and podcasts. So this question kind of stuck to me, like why these prices are going up, and I simply said it's manufacturers' greed. And that day I had announced it. I said, you know what? I'm going to re-revise all my cigars, and we'll bring it back. So even today, all our cigars is same price. 33 years later, right?
Mm-hmm.
$8, 8.59, and then the black was 9, 10, 11, 12. Same quality, same construction, same everything, same weight in a cigar, right? And then the two massive giants of many, cigar world, blending the cigar
Yeah.
with me,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, and if you look at anything that Eladio has made after he retired, nothing's under $25 other
Mm.
than our cigars, right?
Yeah.
Just because some of the stuff is just because a lot to do with name, who's blending it. So a lot of those things play part in it. But to me today, cigar business, the pride aspect of it, it's gone. It's
Mm.
strictly now, you know, I'm gonna sell everywhere much as I can. They don't care, and that's sad part of this industry. You actually paying, you know, 10 to 15, 18 times more, and then the quality has gone 20, 25, 30% down than what it used to be. The cigar that cost back in the day $5 today is $20, and the quality is not even 50% of what it used to be.
Wow.
So that's the kind of stuff that this industry has lost. I mean, look, today's cigar. Now, you go into my basement, right?
Uh-huh.
My personal stuff. You smoke 20, 30-year-old cigars, right?
Mm-hmm.
You feel the weight, you
Yeah.
feel the construction of the cigar, right?
Yeah.
And that's all there's to it. Today's cigar, a lot of them, if you look at them, they weigh very lightweight. So
Mm.
if you put like SP red or SP black in someone's hand, size
Mm-hmm.
per size, black and red, they're both going to be higher than
Higher.
any other, robusto size or whatever size you compare it to. And that's the thing. So look, our cigars is just exactly what it says: love and passion. That ends right there.
And that's always what I found from you.
Yeah,
From coming in here is that you love the business and your
yeah,
passion is the business.
yeah.
And now, transitioning to, the blender side, which you've always been a blender.
Right.
So you've always been a blender,
Hmm.
and now people are really starting to find your cigars.
Well, it's not that people finding. I mean, look, in the 90s, when we were making cigars, we didn't have the sources like what's today.
Yeah.
People have internet,
Hmm.
online, right? And I was always against online. For
Yeah.
32 years, I did not do an online. We started this January
Yep.
because we had no choice. So, and then, first, if you notice, we only sold the SPs, red, black, because we're selling it to so minute amount of number,
Yeah.
right? Right now, we're in 42 shops in US.
Yep.
So, people always call us up, where can we find it? Where can we find it? And that's what, Rob, should I smoke
Smoke
this
this.
dot
Yep.
com was,
Gotcha.
I said, take over,
Yeah.
do this, and that's it. And then just last month, we put the entire store on
Online.
online.
Yep.
So,
Hmm.
people want the product, we sell everything at MSRP. The deals we have, no one could give you. And that's it. That's the thing. And look, we're mom and pop. We do everything. I'm here, 6 days
Days
a
a week.
week.
From
You
opening
know,
to close.
yeah. So and I pack everything. You see, our orders go out.
Yeah.
I take the order. I answer the phone.
Hmm.
People send us message on social media. I answer every single
Message.
person.
Yeah.
So you don't get that from brand owners. And look, we just came back from Vegas 2 days. All I heard
Hmm.
was, "Hey, you're the humblest guy here."
Yeah.
I took my time. If they had a question, I took it. Everybody's like, "Listen, come back later." No, we took our time, so we went prepared. with the manpower that they could handle what they had to handle,
And you
and
get
I could handle what I have to handle.
yep.
And that was a whole thing that we went with. And for us, it was a first time doing big smoke.
Big smoke, yeah.
We give out almost 5,000 cigars to people, and 60% people came back and they said this is the best thing they ever smoked. So that was a positive thing for us. And now they know. Everybody asks us where can we buy, and I said, listen, we're very limited.
Mm-hmm.
But they all got should I smoke this.com card.
Yep.
I said, there's other guys that do online stuff. We give all that information. So that's all there's to it.
Also, you gave out shirts there, and
Yeah.
because so everybody felt a part of the family.
Yeah, and to me, even the smallest occasion for me is a lavish one. So
Yeah.
I always make sure that people always, whether it's here or somewhere else, is always people go home with more than they
Came with.
more than they expected.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice gesture, friendly experience, and that's all there's to it, and that's
Hmm.
what you want.
So I have a question for. I want to go back before the cigar shop.
Hmm.
So before the cigar shop, you were heavy into cars.
Yeah.
So growing up, did you collect car magazines?
Yeah, I had all that. I was a certified Frenza race car driver.
Yeah.
So Frenza is a Ferrari club. And I had 9 antique Corvettes. I had a couple Ferraris. And my '69 Corvette,
Yeah.
Candy Apple Red.
Yeah.
That's what put me in this situation.
Yeah.
I wrecked it doing almost, the speed, afterwards, they measured the speed and try marks and stuff. They estimate a speed of 150 to 160 miles an hour.
Wow.
And lucky for me, it was a convertible,
Mm-hmm.
and I got ejected out. Back in the day, nobody wore seatbelts or
Mm-hmm.
anything. And that was the best thing. But if I had a seatbelt on, we wouldn't be sitting here,
Yeah.
you
Which
know?
which is the most amazing thing.
Yeah.
Like I remember my thing when I was growing up, Sanj, was the fire trucks.
Uh huh.
It was fire trucks, and I always loved, and you know some places had different types of
Yeah.
fire trucks and
Hmm. Hmm.
stuff like that. And me and my dad would go, and he would actually bring Lego sets, and we would actually build those together.
Hmm.
That was kind of my
Yeah. Yeah.
thing growing up,
Yeah.
and
Mine thing was racing.
yeah.
You know.
So did you fell in love with it from watching it on TV, just watching F1
No,
on TV?
no, not even. I mean, look, I was always since I was a kid. I always wanted, I always admired Corvette Stingray. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know for whatever reason, that's the car I wanted. And I had made up my mind. I said, whenever I get my license,
Hmm.
first car I'm going to buy is going to be a Corvette. So my first car was 1977 T-top silver Corvette with the blue interior.
Wow.
And then I just fell in love with it, the way it was handling and
Hmm.
stuff. And speeding was my thing.
Yeah.
And I got into, collecting cars like getting tattoo. You get one tattoo,
Yeah.
it becomes addictive over
Addicted.
time,
Yeah.
right? So like me, every few months I'm thinking about let's get another tattoo.
Yeah. Hmm.
I don't have room left.
Yeah.
So, it's car is the same way. And then I actually had a friend of mine had a Ferrari Dino, which was the same car was used to be there was a show called Miami Vice,
Yeah.
and he had it, and he would let me take it out. He was actually a judge in Settlebrook, New Jersey.
Wow.
Nick Nazarenko, God rest his soul, and he had a Maserati Quattroporte. That was the first time I have seen a Gobi interior, which is like patches of different suede
Yeah.
seating.
Hmm.
That was his first car. So I used to take it out, spin it around, and I just fell in love with the way Ferrari would handle.
Mm.
And then my at that time, when I was young, my job was very well paying job.
Yeah. Hmm.
I used to make a lot of money, and I got into Ferrari, and I bought my first Ferrari 308. Then I had a Testarossa. Testarossa was just fucking in a shop all the time, so I
Yeah.
got rid of it.
Yeah.
And then I had a Mondial, and that was one of my favorite all-time favorite car.
Mm.
And then I bought a 550 Maranello, and that's when the movie Bad Boys had come out, and
Yeah.
that was the same color car I had
Wow.
in that movie. The last car that
Yeah.
they go through, that was 550 Maranello. So you know, um, And then I got into a little luxury thing,
Yeah.
and that's what I friend of mine. She was a VP of Rolls Royce and
Mm-hmm.
Bentley. And one day I seen her car, and I said, I would love to. And she sold me a car, and that was the Bentley Ernars Red Door.
Mm.
And then I just loved the way it drove and felt, and that was it. And
I,
then
I
you
feel
know,
like if you didn't have this, you would have something like Jay Leno's garage.
but no, no, because at the time, look, my job, you work couple hours
Yeah.
week, and I made more money than average person will make working 3 months.
Yeah.
So my paychecks were, a lot of
But
zeros
yeah.
working, day work,
Yeah.
and you had a lot of money, and
Mm-hmm.
that was the whole concept. So I mean, no, I would have, look, anything that you love,
Yeah.
it comes to an end sooner
Yeah.
or later, because then the responsibility changes. I mean, my accident changed everything.
Yeah.
If my accident didn't happen, I would have continued what I was doing, what my
Mm-hmm.
profession was,
Yeah.
right? And so it's just this cigar shop is. I always tell people, there's a saying, when you know God gives you lemon, make lemonade,
Lemonade.
right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I didn't make a lemonade. I made the fucking lemon farm, and then I made the fucking
Yeah.
lemonade company.
Exactly.
So that's the thing.
And, which is amazing. See if we have any questions.
Can you see that?
Yeah. You know, he says, Yud is on from that comes on every Monday from Hawaii.
Oh, hey brother, how are you?
Yeah. So Josh Jones is on. He's from Texas. He's one of my friends from
Oh,
Texas.
very nice,
Val is on.
very nice.
Val.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Val is the blind guy from
yeah, yeah.
Chicago. And so you know what? So not well. I'm gonna borrow you for 5 seconds, Mario. So when you guys came together, what was it like when you guys actually decided, all right, let's make this logo? And what were those discussions like?
Uh, I get a phone call at 3 o'clock in the morning asking me, "Am I up?"
Mhm.
I said, "Well, now I am because you woke me up."
Mhm.
You know, the way Sanj operates is when he puts his mind to something, it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Right? So he goes, "I have an idea." Most creatives, people with visions, usually work late at night.
Yeah.
Their mind. I'm me being an artist, the same thing. It's my. I'm here now with you guys. But when I go home and I lay on my bed and I lay my head down on my bed, that's when I start seeing visions and starting like, man, I should create this. Why didn't I do that back then?
Yeah.
That's we just operate differently, right? We have a
Mhm.
different internal clock. Um, he wanted something that would represent him,
Mhm.
that would be, in a sense, iconic, right? So whenever anytime anyone asks me, "Hey, do you think you can design a logo for me?" I always refer back to Mark Echo.
Mm.
Mark Echo's favorite animal was the rhinoceros.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And the rhinoceros, when I first started seeing that brand in 91, 92, I'm like, what is this rhino? But everywhere I went, it left a stamp in my mind.
Yep.
So the first thing when San says, "Hey, I want you to develop a design for me that's going to represent me and the passion that I have for the tobacco world and industry, and the love and passion all in one design." I took it. I was like, okay, this is going to be a challenging one, but it's a good challenge,
Mhm.
right? So I said, what I did was I put myself in his shoes. I said, if this was for me, what would I do,
Mm.
right? So I referred back to Mark Echo. Such
Mhm.
a simple design. All it was a silhouette of a rhinoceros, but it was simple enough, but yet powerful. Mostly in the sense that less is more,
Mm.
right? Everywhere I saw that, stickers, T-shirts. He started out of a garage with just stickers and
Yeah.
T-shirts,
Mhm.
and it's like, there goes that rhino again. There goes that rhino. But I couldn't put a face behind in
Mhm.
front of the symbol
Simple. Yep.
until obviously doing further research. And then when I started really getting into it and the clothing design and the branding and who's behind this and that, and then what really intrigued me was that he infused his vision and his purpose into the world of art and graffiti, right? So I'm like, okay, I get it now. Now I like this guy even more
Mm-hmm.
because he took two worlds of something that was going into extinction, bringing it back into life,
Right.
and then kind of sort of educating people from the urban diaspora and the urban setting. So basically, if you think about it, he took something that was going out of extinction because at one point rhinos were in extinction,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because of they would cut the
Mm-hmm.
tusks off and for ivory and all that stuff to sell the ivory. And he was able through clothing bring back that extinction.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Being non-existent again. And that's what I thought. I thought about I was like, you know what? I have to make something simple but powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And every time somebody comes in here, whether it's a new consumer or hey, I've been following you guys for a long time, I always get man that logo, man
Mm-hmm.
that logo. Look, Vegas from looking at the video footage and things that were circulating online this past weekend, you saw the shirts everywhere.
Yeah.
One of our members here today, when he came in, I haven't seen him in a few. He goes, dude, that logo,
Yeah.
dude, that logo, dude, that, and it's so obviously it's doing its job. You know,
Mm-hmm.
people want to be like, who's the guy? And Sanj is always shouting me out, which I'm mostly grateful for. Hey, this is the artist behind the brand and this and that. Look, man, I think I hit a home run with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably one of my most passionate projects that I've worked on throughout my career, and I'm happy I was part of it. I'm happy that he's happy, right?
Yeah.
That's the main thing because I provide a service, right? He has the vision. I have to bring that vision to life. Challenging, but I will never walk away from a challenge, especially an artistic challenge. Up to date, it's probably been my most challenging work of art that I've ever created, and it's successful, man. And I think that you know in years to come, it's something that people are gonna be like, I remember it, and every time I see it, the industry killer, you see that face. It's like it's something you can't forget, man. And
Mm.
that's the bottom line, man. You know, I hope that answers your question. You know.
No, it's a perfect answer. You know, I think that right there was the perfect answer, and it's also the perfect. It's an amazing partnership. Um, that logo is the symbol. Um, it's the symbol for Sanj. It's not just the face. Behind the brand, and just going from kind of just one when you first seen the Sanj, and what made you fall in love with that just
Well, it wasn't
that
that first. I
design.
mean, we had a lot of trials and
Yeah.
error, different face and different stuff. So, so the people don't get confused. I'm gonna break it down to you a little differently.
Hmm.
So you see this Cohiba Czech logo? That cigar, our original cigar, was made with that band. I own that trademark. And then, so the old band we actually have the old cigars. The old cigars that we had a just round band where it says Cohiba. It said SP 1014 black was in a black letter, red was in a red letter, right? But I wanted something different. Also, Mario is a friend of mine, artist, and I say no, I want to bring his name here. One thing about us, we have group of people that we're family, and when we say
Hmm.
we're family, right? We do more for each other than your own family would do it for us,
Yeah.
right? And that's the way it is. So he's an artist, so I said, hey, I already have this logo, trademark, everything. It's recognizable, but I said let's add something to it, and that's how one day I was and me, I'm a very creative person. So for me, if I take a project or I get an idea, I don't sleep until I fucking have bottom line to it, right?
Hmm.
So even here with like
Yeah.
cigar blend, you
Yeah.
see sometimes I'm here 3, 4 in the morning smoking.
Yep.
I don't allow anybody, don't if you have cologne, don't touch me. I want everything. So to me, I'm one of those guys. So I also have a lot to do with everything that's I'm involved in it. So everything that we do, it's personal. So the smallest detail to me is all personal. So everything that I have done in my life, it has to have a meaning to it. I never have done anything that I did not have meaning to it. So, like for example, if you look at the logo, Mario, I told him, I said, all I want is a dot.
Hmm.
And when I was kid, my mom used to have dot, and I used to take the dot and run. And last time I ran, I had the dot, and she passed away, right? So that dot, it's symbol to my mom. If you look at our barcodes on the boxes, it's my dad's birthday, the full birthday, my mom's full birthday, right? If you look at the SP red, it's my birthday, my family's member's birthday, my grandfather, grandmother,
Hmm.
so everything that we do, it has a meaning to it. Those barcodes are not just made up for sake of making up, and if you look at the RS88 line, it's all mine and Rolla's birthday.
Yeah.
So everything has custom meaning to it. Everything means something to us. There is nothing in those cigars or on the cigars or on the box that does not mean something to it, like sake of having it.
Good.
No, we don't have any of it. So I'm a detail guy, right? So I pay attention to every single little thing, and that's what it is.
One thing that I do notice about people who are very, as far as creative,
Mm-hmm.
most of them come from a music background.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up, every now and again, you mess around with the drums, as far as the
Mm-hmm.
Indian. I'm gonna
Tabla, yeah.
the tabla.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up, did you play the tabla growing up?
Certain things. It was like, I grew up with very, very busy lifestyle.
Yes.
So I played, the only sports I played for my school was tennis.
Mm.
And then we got so busy to it. And then I like work. So like I should forget about the sports and
Yeah.
stuff like that,
Hmm.
right? But I was creative, as an artist, architect,
Yes.
regular art. I was a honor student for
Yep.
my architectural class. I
Wow.
would create stuff. So you see, my primary business is the building, right? So
Yes.
we built.
Hmm.
So some of the buildings that you see that
Yeah.
we built in India, right, with the designs, we have a whole team. So it's very unique patterns, very unique stuff, and that's what I like. And there was another thing. If my accident did not happen, my whole goal was to continue the business I had, and then dabble into architectural.
Yes.
And that was my
Hmm.
thing. And that's why you see me when I go to New York or something like Old District, I'm always looking at,
Hmm.
I'm mesmerized by the buildings,
Yeah.
right? The architect of it. And that is my thing. And I was just more creative towards like art, creating different things.
Hmm.
And even like in my house, you see I have a lot of artwork and stuff is
Yeah.
done by me, you
Wow.
know. So, I just don't put it out. But it's just something that I enjoy. I rather sit home, with fucking couple pints of paint and do something than go out and hang with people in a bar or
Yeah.
restaurant.
Hmm.
No, that's not my cup of tea. I'm a quiet guy. I mean, in my personal life, I'm very quiet. If you come to
Yep.
my house,
Hmm.
you think I have a bipolar disorder
Yeah.
because what I am here
Yep.
is not what I'm home.
Yep.
Because my home is my
Sanctuary.
sanctuary, and plus, it's my place where I you know, don't have to answer to anyone. Once I'm home, I do not answer my calls. I don't care if you have emergency, call fucking 911. I don't answer my calls when I'm
Yep.
home,
Hmm.
you know, and that's all there's to it. So, I mean,
So.
I get to stay one day, I get to stay home. So I'm not going to ruin it. Hey, Mina, can you grab me my water, please?
So. Um. Mim. Well, R.A. the living. He says, I want for his five pack from Sanj when he was at with a lady at a on a podcast called The Lounge Experience.
Yeah, TLE, Eric and
TLE.
Amy. Yeah.
Yep. And he says that that was the original artwork for the cigar.
No, the original artwork, meaning it's original to
And
us.
he said he wanted a 5 pack
Yes.
and stickers. Yes.
Yeah. Hmm.
So and so Val has a question. He says, so Sanj, how did you end up in New Jersey and not Miami, Tampa, or Chicago?
So, well, when I came to this country, first time I came when I was three. Then my family moved to London. So I lived in Essex Corley for 3 years. Then I did not like it there. And then I came back here
Yeah.
when I was 6 years, 7 years old,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
And then I just stayed. So I stayed at my uncle's house where they still live in the same house,
Yeah.
and I grew up there. And then, you know, I moved out on my own. So this building where we at, I bought this building on my 19th birthday as a
Yeah. Like
birthday present to myself,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there was a guy here at Six Doors and Window, small store, and I used to live upstairs. I was single, right? So, uh, one day guy just picks up and leaves, and he's like, "I'm not renting. We're done. I'm retiring." So I'm like, "Okay, give it to me in writing." Guy gave me everything in writing. I cleaned out. Nobody was renting here because when we first came in 1992, that time there was nothing here.
Yeah.
This was nothing. If you came 5 o'clock,
Yeah.
you looked like somebody dropped a bomb
Wow.
because it was all offices and everything.
Yeah.
Just very quiet,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, fuck it, I can't work, I can't do nothing, I can't rent this fucking store. I
Mm-hmm.
said, I know enough about cigars from my family. I had
Yep.
enough connection, so I opened up a cigar shop. So it was easy for me. Work downstairs, leave upstairs,
Yeah.
right? And then 1997, we decided to go completely boutique.
Wow.
So prior to that, we had everything: Macanudo, Partagas, La Gloria Cubana, Romeo and Julieta, right? Hoy de Monterrey. So we have, but we always direct account because I had connections, right?
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, middle of 96, 97, a lot of brands started coming out. And I was always that unique guy.
Yeah.
I always wanted to do unique stuff. Even today, you see,
Yeah.
if everybody's going this way, I want to go that way, right?
Exactly.
So I said, fuck it. Let's stop all this stuff and we're just going to concentrate into a boutique stuff. And that's how our start thing was started. And then one thing we had kept in mind that I always made promise to myself, no matter what happens, we would not sell a single cigar over an MSRP, penny
Wow.
more than MSRP. So when I first started in 1992, there was a 0% tobacco tax. So if the cigar was $5 MSRP, it was $5. Then it came to 18%. Our cigar still was $5. If the company didn't raise it and tax went up, we kept it at $5.
Yep.
Then it went to 24%. Then it went to 48%. Our price never changed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we absorbed that loss, but we were doing tremendous volume. So my thing is, I always tell people, I teach my kids, you know, I don't want 100% of anything. I want 10% of everything. And that is my goal and that is my motto. So here we sell the cheapest cigars. And that's why if you look at on the Sanj Smoke Shop page, my hashtag, one of the hashtag is the most hated retailer. I'm not hated by consumer. I'm hated by other retail shops because they can't sell what we sell it for. So like there are giant stores, right?
Yep.
Big franchise
Yep.
corporation
Mm-hmm.
store. Their cigar prices, they think that because of because they giant, we're actually 35-40% cheaper per cigar. And you go and buy it there. And now we're doing online and we're doing the deals and premium stuff that you never see it, never get it. And that's my goal. I mean, look, they were talking about a couple of years back, they were talking about 65% tax in New Jersey. Right now
Wow.
we have
30%.
30%.
Yep.
And my price is at MSRP.
Yep.
And people say, what are you going to do then? I said, my price will still stay same.
Yep.
And that's a whole thing. I mean, and look, we have great clientele. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we're
Yeah.
very successful in what we do. And my thing is, why change?
Exactly.
You know, and and that's all there's to it.
Like one thing that I realized from coming here is the second stuff gets here, it moves.
Yeah,
No matter like, and especially like before Sanj, he used to hold events and the plate, and they whatever they came with, they left empty.
yeah. Yeah,
Everything.
so before we used to do prior to COVID, we used to do one event a month. Last Friday, 4 to 10, selling 3, 4, 500 boxes was nothing for us, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then after COVID, things changed, people mentalities changed. So what we did is said, you know what? Now Rob is online, so I
Yep.
said, look,
Mm-hmm.
let's just do month-long event.
Yeah.
So that's
Mm-hmm.
what we did. Placense event for
Yeah.
month. We have 1,500 boxes basically sold out in a month, right? And look, the deal, Placencia, any Placencia, we're giving you 20% off MSRP
Yep.
plus 5 free cigars. You buy 10, you get 20 off plus 5 free. Go find that fucking deal somewhere.
Exactly. So he has a question. He says, Sanj, is there any other company that uses Nicaraguan Connecticut wrapper besides you, that thing is amazing.
Yeah. No. So that'd be very hard to tell because a lot of companies don't disclose that.
Yeah.
So we're very transparent. So if you ask some of the company, me as a brand owner, I talk to somebody in the industry and say, hey, what wrapper is this? And they're like, oh, it's an industry secret. And my answer to them is, just tell me you don't know,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's very hard. But I mean, look, our brands are very unique. Our pricings are very unique.
Yep.
What you're getting, all our cigars on every social media platform is rated number one. Every social media, go check. You Google industry killer, put it on the YouTube, it comes up all top reviews and stuff. And to me, all that it's well and good, but I always tell people, people who have seen me here, that's here that seen me previously, I always tell if you don't like cigar, that cigar is garbage to you. There is no two ways about it, right? So the problem comes in is the people with the brand smokers. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I call them.
Yeah.
So if you smoke one thing, now you rave about that cigar. You don't even know anything about cigar, and you rave about the cigar. And what happens to that is, now you're embarrassed to say, "Hey, I spent fucking $25 for this cigar, and cigar is shit." So what are you gonna do? But if you have $6 cigar, and you are not going to say, man, I had the best $6 cigar, because that hurts your pride and your ego. People like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you're smoking $6 cigar. My thing is, first thing I educated him or anyone,
Yep.
there is good $2 cigars and there is garbage $20 cigar. Money does not make cigars. If you don't like, I could give Innocent a Davidoff Oro. I have given them very rare Cuban
Very rare.
cigars.
Yep.
That's 20 grand a box for 20 cigar, $1,000 a cigar. And there's friends open up, they smoke some, say, man, this thing tastes like, wet sock. It sounds spongy, it sounds moldy. But that's the thing, that's an acquired thing. So even if that cigar is $1,000, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know what you're talking about, then it's meaningless. And people are too quick. Everybody today is a blogger. I mean, look, I've been doing this basically all my life. And I never once said I'm a master of this or master of that. No, you ask
Mm-hmm.
me questions, I'm going to answer you honestly. Problem is, have balls to handle my answer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. And the worst thing about us is, in industry, a lot of people don't like us, and it's okay because we speak the truth. So
Exactly.
even in your personal life, if you speak the truth, you're not going to have many friends, and I'm okay with it. My thing is between me and my God, no human. I'm not here to impress any human. Human means nothing to me. you know I mean, of course they mean, what I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to tell you is, I don't do anything in my life to impress another human being.
Exactly.
So that's the thing. Look, we do tons and tons and tons of charitable stuff. I don't talk about it. I don't post it a lot of times, right? And
Yep.
to me, that's between me and my God. You know. So life is simple. I came with nothing. I'm going with nothing. But in between, I'm gonna leave an impression that you guys gonna, I'm the guy that you love to hate. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all there is to it.
And you spoke about the charitable stuff that you do, and you have a cigar coming out called Oreo's Tail.
Yeah.
And Oreo's Tail is for dogs,
Military dogs.
military
So
dogs.
when military dogs, they retire them, right? They have to stay at this place, right? It's like a kennel type, but they don't have money to feed them, operate them, look after them medical wise. So I'm involved with a lot of this stuff. And I said, I'm gonna make a cigar. I have a dog. I'm an animal lover.
Hmm.
So I said, why not call something, a cigar called Oreo. I'm gonna call it Oreo's Tail. And we're making cigars, and 100% money of that cigar is going to go to that group where they take care of veterans' dog. You know,
So, and one thing also, just speaking about the military, every once a year, you give out a military discount to where you know you.
well, so what we do, like on a Veterans Day and Memorial Day, we give out two free cigars to every veteran, right?
Yep.
And then whole month of December, if you're a veteran, you could come to our shop. Now you go soon, you'll be able to do it online. But prior to now
Online. Hmm.
online. Uh, month of whole December, if you're a veteran, if you had a ID, you could come here and buy anything and everything, and we sold you everything at our cost. So veteran has a special place in my heart, and children's charity. So a lot of stuff. The concept that they have today, Cigars for Warrior, that concept, I was doing it in 1993 with Desert Storm. You've seen the
Yep.
pictures with,
Mhm.
for Saddam's Palace, our guys and girls smoking SP 1014 cigars. The original SP 1014 did
Mhm.
not have a face in it, just a Cohiba band.
Mhm.
And, so we've been involved in a lot of stuff, but I don't like to talk about it. I don't advertise it. Oh, not like other company, other
Mhm.
manufacturers. Oh, we did this, we donated that, but our thing is local. Our thing is, us first. Our thing is, when I say us first, meaning, our veterans first, our Americans first, American children's are first. To me, you know, I'm not going to support a company that their charitable stuff. I mean, charity is charity. I understand that, but
Mhm.
if you collect money in U.S., then that money better stay in U.S. That's just my belief. So I don't give anything to Red Cross, but St. Jude's one of my favorite charity.
Yeah.
So and we do a lot of charity for local children. We give money to, we'll do fundraiser. Kid has any issues and stuff,
Mhm.
and we'll buy them whatever they need. And listen, we have a next door neighbor. I'm not going to mention name. I know that kid since he was born, severe autistic child.
Mhm.
And one day after COVID, I came in and I talked to his father and I said, "Look, they have no school. Why don't you? We have a gorgeous park,
Yeah. Brookdale.
Brookdale Park, one of the largest park in New Jersey, and manicured to a fucking T. Gorgeous park." I said, "Why don't you take Adam?" And he says he don't like to walk. He said he doesn't have a car. Guess what? 2 days later, I bought him a car. I paid for 2 years worth of insurance, and I says, you on your own after that. And now they're happy. He takes them to the park and stuff. And that is, to me, that is the main thing of being brick and mortar.
Yep.
So brick and mortar, people you abuse that, and if you brick and mortar, if you can help your community, how are you a brick and mortar, right? It's like, I get a very angry and upset what happened after COVID. Every fucking shop, like we closed 4.5 months. That was the best thing happened to me. But as I was home, and then I would talk to my guys, and they're like, this guy, neighborhood shop, right? They called themselves brick and mortar. What they did, because they had a curbside pickup, you opening your door and you're making guys order and giving it to them, they actually raised the price 30%. $10 cigar they were selling for 13 because they had to give it. So I'm like, what the fuck? If you're my customer and if I could do some for you, why would I charge you that 30% extra? So what I
Mhm.
did, I just to teach them a lesson, just like my project Kill the Industry started, to just show the manufacturer that you could still do great cigar for phenomenal pricing, right? So what we did, first thing, I bought almost 5,000 gift sets from Oliva.
Mhm.
That gift set, it was a 9 count cigars. It had like uh, I want to say 4 or 5 Oliva V Milanos, Oliva V, and then I think they had regular Oliva. So regular MSRP, if I would have sold it, that box would have been $95.95. I made a deal with them, and I sold that to first responders and veterans for $17.50.
Wow.
That's how you help your neighbors. That's how you help your customers. That's how you help people, right? And then every week we would do, and for like 3 months after we were able to open, 3 months, for 3 months I did every week different deals that people couldn't believe. And retailers who called me up are like,
Mhm.
dude, you got to stop that. I'm like, go fuck yourself,
Yeah.
right? And and
Mhm.
my thing is, look, if you come here, like Innocent sees it, if you
Yeah.
don't have money, don't worry about it. It's nothing. Nobody's
Yep.
rushing you to pay first and smoke later. No, sit
Mhm.
down, smoke first, enjoy.
Mhm.
And if you don't have money, come back. You don't come back, I know that's all you worth. So to
Mhm.
me, no matter how you look at it, I win, right? So
Mhm.
to me, we do things very differently, and that's our business.
So I have a question for you. when you opened up the shop, do you remember who your first contract was with? As far as
Contractor,
well, not contract, but your first
customer.
no, your well, not first customer, but the first brand that you picked up when you first opened up your shop.
Well, no. So when by the time I opened my stock, my door, but the day January 7th,
Yeah,
1992, when I opened the door,
yeah.
it looked like just like this.
Wow.
It was smaller,
Yeah.
but every cigar that we needed, we had it because we ordered it like 2 3 months prior to it.
Okay.
And to me, my thing is, the day I open the key, you walk into my shop, you see what I have,
Yep.
so because the study shows, if somebody comes in and say, hey, yeah, macanudo, no sir, we don't have it, but we could get it. Study shows 98% of the time that customer is never coming back.
Back. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So the key is you have to have everything first. When they see it, you feed the eye, right?
Yep.
When they see it and say, hey, this guy has this, wow, these are the brands. And so to me, no, I don't recall because we had meetings with a bunch of different
Different people. Yeah.
brand owners, I mean,
Yes.
brands, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it was like, back in the day, it wasn't like, today you have 200 fucking different sales guys. Before, you have brokers. Bob Morrison he just retired like
Yep.
7 8 years ago. I knew him since he used to come to my uncle's store.
Wow.
And he had brands, like, he'll have 20 brands. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever you were interested, they sell it to you. So it was very different for us.
Yeah. So when your first customer came in, you made that first purchase. Did you think that you would be at where you're at now, 30 years later?
Well, to me at the time, I'm gonna give you an extremely honest answer.
Mm-hmm.
I opened it because two reasons. Number one, I needed an office where I could smoke
Yeah.
because I smoked cigars at
Yeah.
the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't do anything. Then I knew about cigars, and
Yeah.
to me, I didn't care. You heard me a lot of
Yeah.
times. My best day is when nobody's here because
Exactly.
I get to sit and enjoy cigars. I gotta take this, guys.
No, okay, cool. No problem. So while he does that, you know,
Hi,
hey Rick, that's
good,
this
honey. How
ball
are
of yours
you?
is the most beautiful
You
color
look
you ever met in
gorgeous.
your life. And Mike, and I just want to say, I want to thank everybody for coming in and
Nice.
just
I
watching the
was
show.
on the blog doing the blog, so
You know,
that's okay. Black Kuwait, I'd rather talk to you.
it's and you
No,
know,
no, 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 not at all,
my
not at
son
all.
and my relationship with him,
How was your day?
how grateful I am for him. So this podcast, trust me, like it took a lot
Good,
of
no
courage for me to say,
complaints.
yo, Sean,
Busy
come do
too.
the show
A lot of
and
cigars came
try
in,
to give him the best
but
interview
no
that I can
complaints.
because I have
You
to
know,
go into kind of not regular
good.
innocent mode where I'm joking around, yelling,
They have a
going to
blog. They
niggas,
invited
but
me as a
just
guest
try to
on their
get as
blog,
much information. So
talking about cigars and
for you
tobacco
guys just don't
industry.
know,
They have
Sanj.
questions, so I would answer
Sanj is the
those.
cigar shop owner.
They wanted to know
Sanj.
how the big smoke went when I was
Oh,
in Vegas.
Sanj, you're on the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh,
Give me the mic.
no, no, no. That's okay, honey. That's okay. That's okay. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
So that's all we were doing. I'm all wired up. Okay. 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 All right.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry. All right. All right. Yeah. Hot mic is right, but so do you guys have any questions? Oh, so well, you guys are. Oh, nice smoking the Nicaroma. How you like it? And for the price is even better. But you know, I'm smoking my well, I'm smoking the SP Red, but my favorite size in the SP Red is Robusto. Most people like some people like the Lancero. As you know, Puerto Rican size. That's his go-to stick. For me, my go-to stick is the 550 in the is the 550. So that's my go-to in the red. But You know, but if you guys have any more questions for Sanj, drop them in there. You know, I'm gonna I'm gonna go and
Yeah,
hook Sanj back up.
yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
That was overseas call.
Hmm.
I had to take it.
So here's something very interesting. So, uh, on Halloween, Sanj buys bags and bags.
I mean, after COVID, we stopped. But prior to COVID, we used to spend like $2,000-3,000 just on candy.
Yeah.
And we have a tradition that kids today, they're 16, 17 years old. They were coming when they were babies. They could barely walk. And our tradition is to whatever they could grab with their two hands, they get to keep it. And we still have same tradition continue. I have a kid that comes in. Matter of fact, he's our member, Mark.
Yep.
I have his daughter, little thing,
Hmm.
pile of candy. We used to pile it up. And I have a picture on top of her. And today she's driving, so college and everything. So, and they continue coming. So, we have a lot of traditions like that.
So, like the craziest thing was kids would just come in and Sanj would say, take us whatever you want, and you see their eyes just beam up, and they just start digging. They just start digging.
Yeah.
It's and that just shows how giving he is, especially to the community, and especially like it's something when you know like we'll be outside with the box, because so we'll be outside with the box of candy, and as they walk past, they just able to just grab whatever they want, you
Yeah.
know.
Giving is good. If you look at our hashtag, number one hashtag for me, there is no post that I forget to put there, which is called it's a hashtag called do good.
Hmm.
And you know, that's just my life. That's how I live.
And you know,
Helping community, donating. I have no issues with it. I'm a very simple guy. We were just in Vegas and so many people, and no, I was humbled by it because that's 5,000 people attending in 2 days, and 65-70% of the people came and told me they heard of me, they know of me, and I took my time and spoke, and 60% of the people that came back and said, "Hey, you're the nicest guy we met. You took time, educated us, and even in a time like that, busy time, I took my time, and educate people, and that's the thing. I mean, look, my thing is if somebody comes to you for help, they have a lot of hope that you're gonna help. So try not to, I try not to say no to them. And my mom always said, if somebody takes a bucket of water from ocean, would ocean feel the difference? No, not really. So, when people know that you have it, they come ask you. If
hmm
you don't have it, no one's coming to ask you for anything. So, if you're blessed, give blessings back, and, as simple as everyday life, right? I know my prayers
hmm
every day is everyone should have more than I have, and those are my simple prayers.
so you had said he was blown away by the Section 8.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and he says he's happy that the weekend went well for you.
I'm sorry.
He said he's happy that the weekend went well for you.
Oh yeah, thank you very much.
So I have quick thing about just the success of the brand. I was here when you first launched the SP Red.
Not for the first, second time.
Yeah, the set for the second time.
Hmm.
When you relaunched it, did you think that it would have the impact on the industry that it has now?
Well, so here's the thing. I'm going to answer your question a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I have done in life, it's never to compete with anyone or show someone, hey, I could
Mm-hmm.
do it better than you. I do things because it makes me happy. And that's that. So to me, besides, what is success? I don't think anybody's successful,
Hmm.
because if you count money as a success, then you're the dumbest fucking guy on earth, right?
Exactly.
So to me, look, what is my success? I have a great wife. I have great kids. I love my dog. My dog loves us, and we're family oriented people. To me, that is success, you know.
Hmm.
And to me, look, having money is like dirt in a hand.
Yep.
You wash it, it goes away. You come back and play comes back. So you know having a nice car is not a success. Having a nice house, that's not a success. Having a home is a success, right? So to me, money doesn't make success. So the word success, it's very difficult, and it's easy as well. Who defines success? Everybody defines success different.
Definitely.
You
Yes.
may see a guy in a nice house, in a nice car, a nice community. But you saw, man, that guy's successful, but you don't know his wife fucking two other guys on the side.
Yeah.
What good is that success? So
Uh-huh.
long as you could go, look, people ask me how many times I sleep here. People say, how could you sleep here? I said, look, I've never done anything dishonest. Nobody's looking for me,
Yeah.
so I could sleep anywhere, and that is, to me, that is the success.
You know, um, one thing, and I think we have kind of the same mindset when it comes to this. You know, like when we pass, we think our success is how many people actually show up for us to kind of
Well, so
just to
the
recognition
way
that we
the
get.
way I said it in a couple blogs before. The way you guys gonna, I'm never gonna know my success. You guys gonna know, because when I die, how many people shows up at my funeral? That is my success. In
You know,
between, just triumph. You're working and you're doing what you enjoy doing, and that's all is to it. So to me, I don't count. I mean, look, you see, I'm a humble guy, right?
yeah.
I drive this Toyota Tacoma. My kids make me buy it. I have my other Tacoma, had 379,000 miles on it. It was banged up in every fucking corner, right? But I drove it, and to me, my car is not making me who I am, you know. I want to be known, not because what I had. I want to be known for what I have done, and it's that simple.
So I have one last question for you, Sam. We have about 3 minutes left because you said you gotta be out of here at 9.
No, no, I don't, because I received
Okay.
a phone call. I was
Okay. So
expecting a
I have a
call.
question for you. One thing that and this is one of my favorite things is on Facebook we look at a lot of Indian street food, and you always tell me this is what this is, this is what that is, and just the fact of the cuisine, like how much do you miss? You
I
know.
don't, because my wife's a great cook.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
for us, every day, whatever, if I feel like something, I could call her and
Yeah.
she'll make it.
Yeah.
Problem is, my wife she's a purist, so we don't have anything frozen. We don't use it. Everything to her, it has to be fresh. My kids never ate frozen food.
Wow.
And we're all vegetarian.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
she cooks everything.
Yep.
So I know, like, if I go home tonight, I see something on the kitchen counter, like if she's making, let's say, chickpeas, it's soaking, because they use the, wild chickpeas that
Yeah.
you have to soak it two,
Yeah.
3 days in the water. And, she sprouts her own sprout. So for me, none of that stuff. And that's why I told you 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
Come Sunday to the house. We
Yeah.
all
I want to.
everybody
Yes.
comes, and we have food, which she'll
Yeah.
constantly cooks. And like I said, the only thing, you can't smoke inside my
Yeah.
house, but
Mm-hmm.
outside in the
Outside. Yep.
patio and the backyard by the poolside, knock yourself out.
Yeah.
So it just, for us. So I don't miss any of it. I mean, I love food,
Yes.
even though I eat like a HIV patient,
Yeah.
a little bit, and I'm good. But I have the flavor, I have the taste,
Yeah. And one
and
and, and one thing they don't know is Sanj never eats by himself.
yeah, no, no.
Anytime he'll go, "Are you hungry?" And if you're not hungry, Sanj he'll sit there and he'll wait till either he gets home and he'll sit there and start. He'll go like, "Are you hungry?" And then like, "Yeah, all right, let's get
Well,
something."
see, that's a beautiful thing that God gifted us with, which is food, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you notice something, my joy becomes when I see my friends eat and enjoy that food.
Yep.
To me, there is no other better joy than seeing my friends and family eat and enjoy. And to me, that's how it is. Like, my wife, same thing. If you go, Angel, everybody comes, no, I tell people, you don't need to call us. Just,
Yeah.
come Sunday, that's the only time I'm home. But if you go up to my house and say, "Hey, I call my wife right now and say I'm coming with 20 people. By the time we get there, she'll have everything ready.
Wow.
And that's the thing. That's a culture thing, right?
Yeah.
And we love when people come to our home, and I love watching them. My wife loves make cooking for them. It's just a culture. That's just our culture.
Yeah.
When my mom was live, if you came to my house, I
Mhm.
don't care if you had. I would tell you, don't eat, because guess what? If you come into my house,
Yep. You
my
can eat.
mom would not let you leave without eating. She don't care. You could say, "I just finished eating in the car right outside your house." She don't want to hear it.
Yep. You
But
know.
that's a culture thing.
Also, Val said that that's a good enough reason for him to come to New Jersey.
Yeah, anytime,
But so,
anytime.
well, we would have I would have to lead him in here, but a little joke, Val, a little joke. I love you, Val. Uh, you know, and like, and the one thing I want to touch on is Eladio Diaz. When did you? Because Eladio he doesn't speak very much English,
Hmm.
so
He didn't speak any
it
English.
doesn't speak any English. So when was that? When was the first time that you actually met Eladio and not else and before the
Almost,
blend?
almost. I want to say 25 years ago.
Wow.
Uh, so at the time we had our cigar, which is you know, time we were making it in Dominican Republic,
Yeah.
and we were part of something called Pro Cigars.
Yeah.
So we were actually part of it, and I used to attend that,
Yes.
right? And that's what I had met Eladio, and just shaking hands. And sometimes, look, I always tell people, yeah, if you're in love with someone, you don't need to understand the language. The body language tells a lot of things, right?
Hmm.
You know, and Eladio and I, just from very beginning, we hit it off. And then every time I needed to communicate with them, somebody's always there. So I every time I travel, I take either
Hmm.
Mario or
Or Angel.
Angel or Anna.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Hmm.
translates on the
Translate for
phone
yeah.
for me. So yeah, and now his sons are there, and they speak perfect English, right? And that's all there's to it.
Oh, he says. He's Danny Nipper says he loves our big family dinners.
Yeah.
Or that has to be a big Alabama sized family dinner?
Well, you gotta understand something. Benny Nipper makes you look like a fucking malnutrition fucking Ethiopian. So his spread is like fucking well spread.
Uh-huh. Uh
Benny, what you eat in the one sitting, brother, that would probably last me 6 months.
huh. Hmm.
Occasionally, maybe this happens. This takes place, Danny. Maybe twice a year. Twice a year. I crave, those cattle chips,
Hmm.
uh, the potato chips, and I get a bag. Not the small one, but the next size. Lasts me breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So by what you eat in the one sitting, by lasts me 6 months, pal.
You know, and going back to you say you smoke a Millennium every day,
Mm-hmm.
a Davidoff Millennium, and you say one that you love was the Davidoff Champagne.
Millennium.
No, before the Millennium, it was back in the '80s.
Oh, so back in the 80s, I used to smoke a lot of
No,
cigars. I mean Davidoff, but
yeah,
I did not have a particular cigar.
okay,
Like Davidoff brand, yes. But
okay.
then when we came out, like now 19 years ago, when he came out with the Millennium, I
Hmm.
fell in love with it. And
Okay.
then that became my routine every day, every morning.
Hmm.
And that routine became of habit, because when I used to live upstairs, I
Yep.
would take the box, I mean, when I lived home,
Yeah.
I would take the box home, and
Hmm.
then, nothing else. And I would just smoke that. And
Yeah.
it just came such a habit that now, like, if my wife gives me like SP red or black or anything that I had a lot of old
Hmm.
pre-embargo Cubans and stuff, I don't enjoy it. Like, I want that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like a little junkie,
Yeah.
and it's just one of
Yeah.
those things. Like, that's what I want. And to me, it has never failed me, as far as the taste and quality and construction have gone. And that's another thing, right? I smoke very limited cigars, Like when I travel, I don't take cigars with me. I always go into local shop,
Yep.
and I'm sure I'm gonna find some. Listen, we were just in Las Vegas,
Yep.
right? We went to one of the shop on Saturday, and guys like, well, you want to take cigars? I said, no, they sell cigars there. Here's what happens, they don't have. I said, we got to find something. We're smokers.
Yep.
We're not label chasers,
Yeah.
right? And I end up buying, Aladino Lancero. I mean,
Wow.
that's the only thing that, my size that I will find.
Fine. Yeah.
And, the young lady and her father who owns it, they were there. And guy, I walk into a humidor, and guy walks behind me, and it's like, if you need help, let me know. I say, yeah, sure. I don't say who I am, nothing. I just,
Hmm.
And then as we were leaving, somebody, told the girl, Roxy, who was there from
Yep.
LA.
Hmm.
She says, do you know who he is? Because they supposedly friends.
Hmm.
And she says, no. And he goes, that's Sanj. And they call me back, and they're like, oh, why don't you tell me? We could have. I
Yeah.
said, no, no, that's the reason I don't. And then, she's like, we want to try your cigars. I had cigars in my bag. I opened the bag. I give her like five Lanceros, five Toros, and five Robustos. And I give her
Hmm.
5 pack of black. And, she's like, let me return your money. And I'm like, absolutely not. And that's the thing. Like, I don't pretend, I don't go into shops and say, I'm so and so. Even I go into my retail partner shops, girls work. I don't tell them who I am, you know. And if I go to my retail partner stores, I'm only smoking SPs,
Wow.
So, but I never tell them. If they don't know who I am, I don't make it known who I am.
Yeah. So you're from Hawaii. He said the RS-88 Connecticut is his Davidoff Millennium.
Yeah. Yeah. So that Connecticut, it's so that's another thing. So two things we did with our lines, right? So a lot of people, Lanceros, a lot of people won't smoke because they have bad experience. If you purchase a box of 25, you have 19, 18, 17, you could smoke, rest of them a plug or too soft. And I said, no, we're going to introduce it. And then we also introduced it at Habano, Connecticut, Maduro, and Cameroon for $7 MSRP. And, every single cigar draw tested.
Hmm.
Our RS-88 line, Toro line, which has triple cap, which today you can't find 20, 25, $30 cigars. We have triple cap in all of them, close foot, Habano, Maduro, Connecticut, and Cameroon, all for $7. And then the industry killer, we have Habano and Maduro, which is $6. And it's just amazing. And like I said, every independent platform, our cigars are rated number one. Cigar Hound Dog, Master Your Ash, Cigar Alchemist, a lot of other guys, uh, uh, Pick Jim Cigars. These are professional review guys. If you look at their stuff, Cigar Hound Dog, if you look at these guys, right, they're not like, yesterday's bloggers.
Hmm.
I mean, they've been doing it, so professional.
Yeah.
And then there's a guy, Vintage Cigar out of Japan, only black guy no lives in fucking Japan, but even they asked him on the interview, and they said, what do you think about is going to be number one cigar of the year? And he clearly said it. He said, if you don't count the cigar aficionado stuff,
Hmm.
he says that's cigar called SP 1014. And he found our cigars, and he rated it, and he couldn't believe it. So
Well, the one thing I remember when you first bought the industry killers, and you can only get them here. This is
hmm
before the online, before
hmm
you can get them at any store. People used to come from miles and miles away.
they still do.
Yeah, just to
People
come.
come from Canada.
Yep, just to be able to get their hands on. And back then, it was more word of mouth because they weren't in any stores. They weren't in any stores. If you and that was the same thing with the with the with the Reds. When the Reds first came out, Suns didn't. They were here.
Yeah, we didn't.
We didn't move it. They weren't nowhere.
Yeah,
And the second we would get them in one post, a week later they were gone.
yeah. So when we launched the SP Red January 2022, we had 75,000 cigars. January 11th, you didn't have a single cigar.
At all.
Same thing happened with the black. We launched the black January of 2023. We had 80,000 cigars, 20,000 of each. and by January 13th, we didn't have any.
because people were coming up from Maryland,
Yeah,
all
Canada, all over
all over,
Alaska,
yeah,
people, because at the time we didn't ship,
yeah, at all.
and people would just come up.
Yeah. Oh, Danny said everybody knows that beard now.
Yeah, that's right. And I know,
Hey, listen, he has the second best beard. Just get that right, Danny. All right,
what,
his beard's not better than mine.
motherfucker, you
Danny,
got patch here, you got patch there,
listen.
and you all dyed up. Let's not go talk
Exactly.
about beer. Let's
Listen.
not
All
let's
right.
not want me to insult you, because now you have no backing. Black Lives Matter people, rock people, and they're gone. Ain't nobody gonna help you. Okay, so let's not go there.
Listen, you know, like I think and just from seeing that, you know, and just seeing that boom in the industry, and just it really kind of changed the game. And I really think, you know, I think that once people, especially at this event right here, and other manufacturers actually seeing this in person, you're gonna get. I think. Well, this is just my opinion.
Well,
I
the
feel like
thing
you're gonna get
is,
a lot of
look,
people trying to
thing
clone you.
is, thing is, the reason we even, I mean, this was the first time. I've never supported any of it. I've never been to any of the shows, never
Hmm.
nothing, right?
Yep.
Because we did our own thing, and that's all we are, right? But this was, a concept that it was, you're putting 4,700 cigars in individual smokers. Also, there are true smokers, because the ticket is, I think, 350 to $450, plus you flying. That's, even if you fly coach, it's going to cost you $500-600, right?
Yep.
Hotel, couple $100. So you're spending $1,000 to come there. So that it's worth
Yep.
it. It's not like
Hmm.
one of those neighborhood thing that people come in and say, okay, let's just go. $50 ticket, and we're going to get fucking free cigars. No, no, no.
Hmm.
And this was the thing. And look, we did the best we can. We gave everyone that attended a cigar and a business card with all our information on it. And we especially made
Yep.
business cards, five
Exactly. Yep.
thousand just for this
Hmm.
event. And that's all there's to it.
I think I think maybe other companies didn't expect the business acclimate of what you
Well,
paid.
because this is look, it's a 70, $80,000 expense, right?
Yep.
And you're giving everything away free. So, and we didn't give out cheap stuff. We give
Yep.
out SP Black
Yep.
654,
Hmm.
which is $11 retail cigar, right?
Hmm.
And you do the math, you know. So it's a lot of small guys can't afford it, and that was another shock to like major companies. Like, what the fuck these guys are doing? You could see it in their face. Their
Yep.
body language was like they wanted to choke me, right?
Hmm.
But hey, they didn't matter to me then. They're not going to matter to me now, and that's all there's to it.
So you know, just you know the going from that event, and knowing, just the response and the DMs that you're getting from people. And
Yeah, I mean, look, the response was tremendous there. 60% of the people came back,
yep. Hmm.
made time to come back, whatever they were sitting or
Yep.
wherever they were hanging out,
Hmm.
made a point to come to our booth to look for me and tell me this is the best cigar they have ever smoked. So to me, whether they
That's
buy it or not, I'm happy. My every cigar that we give out was worth it. And to me, again, I never do anything for money. I do it
nope.
because it's pure love.
It's
And again, look, not a single clientele we gain from that.
yep.
I'm okay with it.
You know, one thing I wanted to touch on was just, as far as the gimmick stuff. Like, you hate the gimmick stuff,
Hmm.
and you don't like the fact that it's like, oh well, this box is special. So this
Well, I
so
always I always tell people, right? My business is tobacco. I'm
yep.
selling you tobacco. I'm not in a chatzy business
Yep.
that I'm going to give you nice box and nice packaging. No, none of that stuff. The problem with all that is, I always tell people, when something is not good, you have to decorate it well.
Yep.
for it to make attractive.
Yep.
If something is good, look, our stuff is just simply in the bundles,
And
you
yeah.
know. And can I put a band on it? Yeah. Can I put a box on it? Yeah. But why would I raise 50 cents between box and a band, 50 cents more? Even though $6 cigar would be 6.50, it wouldn't matter to people, right? Because it's still
Hmm.
a great cigar. $7 cigar will be 7.50. It still wouldn't matter. But why? You know? So you're gonna take the box, throw it away. And that's all is to it. So to me, I'm not in the box business.
Yep.
And I like, look, for me, what I teach you, less is more.
This is more.
And eventually people, like, their personal ego,
Hmm.
right? It's like, oh, this cigar don't have a band. Well, are you so? I smoke Davidoff Oro once every first Sunday of the month. I smoke Davidoff Oro. It's $550 cigar. Here, first thing I do is remove the band. I don't want people to know what I'm smoking. I smoke high-end Cuban cigars, right?
Yep.
We opened
Hmm.
that box. What did
Yes,
I
we
do?
did.
First thing I did is take the band off.
Yep.
It
Hmm.
was $1,000 cigar, $20,000 box for
Yep.
fucking 20 cigars,
Hmm.
and I shared it with all my
Every
friends.
that's but that was the thing. He went and he shared those cigars. If you were in the shop that day, you got one.
Yeah,
And Sanj has given me many Cubans,
yeah,
and every time that I smoke it, the one thing that I've learned the most is how to smoke a cigar, especially an older cigar.
yeah,
Because he goes, you have to understand also too. Sanj doesn't believe in humidity. So
yeah,
when I ask him certain questions about something, he goes, you have to understand the cigar has been aged, but it's also taken in the area that you're in.
yeah.
So if you like the one thing about Sanjay's room downstairs, when you walk in there, it smells like the most amazing cedar that the most amazing smell in the world. You walk up in there and you don't want to leave because it smells amazing. You know, and you've seen it on lives where he would go and he would say, "Go downstairs and get me a box." We'll go downstairs and we would get that box and we would and me Robert Angel just like this is phenomenal.
You open it, smoke it
Smoke
live.
it right there live.
20-year-old
20, a
box, no
20-year-old
problem.
box, 15-year-old box, 25-year-old box. We were smoking this. It's like, man, like,
Have you ever smoked the pre-embargo cigars?
no, no, you know,
So this is the Dunhill. You won't see this box anywhere. Okay, Innocent. If you're lucky, I have last cigar left.
oh my God,
Done. Which way is camera? There you go.
right?
That's a almost 40-year-old Dunhill, original stuff. Enjoy.
Wow, this is crazy, and it's crazy because if you guys can see the cellophane on this is crazy.
It's a
Yeah,
metal engraved boxes. This is actually a metal engraved. This is
wow.
not a sticker. This was quality that they made back in the day. Look at the furniture grade boxes, right? Inside, same thing. See, this is engraved metal. Dunhill.
Wow.
Very nice stuff. So
So
enjoy, Innocent.
so here's so one thing about Sanj is if he gives you a cigar, you take the cigar you had, you put it to the side. And the one thing I learned from Sanj from the first day I walked in, he said, number one, you don't come and smoke other people's cigars in the shop if you pretty much if you didn't buy anything. The
Yeah,
second thing is if somebody gives you a cigar, you light it right away.
yeah. Look, if I'm smoking $500 Oro and somebody gives me $6 industry killer, I'm gonna put the Oro down. That's a proper etiquette.
Wow.
Smell it at the foot. Basically, has no smell, floral
Mhm.
smell.
It's super floral.
Yeah. When you smoke it, it's gonna taste spongy. You don't have to smoke it because it's late night. That's something
Okay.
special. So just save
Okay.
it.
I will.
Smoke it tomorrow.
All right. Oh, so I can just show you guys the band of this. All right. Where we at? Come on, zoom. And then on the side, you see the Dunhill. If I can get this thing to zoom
You,
properly.
mm, don't put it back in the cellar. You'll ruin it.
Okay. Wow. Yes, wow is right, Mike. Wow is right. Wow.
What
So
happened?
no, Mike said wow is right.
Ah, it's only
So
cigars. If you
yeah,
can't share it, I mean, that's my
that's
belief.
you know what I have never met a person as generous when it comes to cigars. Uh, somebody from another cigar shop came in today. Before they left, Sanj goes, "Give them five of everything." So I went and packed up five of everything that Sanj has.
They walked out about 60 cigars, and they
60.
went to pay, and I'm like, no,
No, nothing.
professional courtesy. So if we know, like, if our sales rep come in, if they come in at lunchtime, lunch is on us. Where other shop they buy the lunch, right?
Yep.
We don't do that. I tell all my salesmen, open anything you want, smoke anything you want, do it in front of me though. And
Hmm.
that's it. So if you know that somebody owns a cigar shop, you know, there is no money exchange here. Whatever they want. They came here to buy five SP 1014 red. They heard about it, and they were nice enough to say, "Hey, I'm from so and so cigar shop," and I wasn't aware of it. What's it? But then we figured out where the shop was, and by the time they left, they sat down, they smoked, we had a great talk, and nothing about business,
Nope.
and just family and stuff. And when they left, I gave them 20 blacks, 15 reds, five of the industry killers, five of the Habanos, five of them, no, whatever we had left, we gave them five of everything.
Hmm.
And they were shocked. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, we don't charge money.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We know the people, forgot the very simple etiquette, right? And to us, the tradition still continues here. And I don't care. You could, listen. First of all, there is no competition to me.
Yep.
If you're in a business, you can't shine my shoes.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound, you
Hmm.
know,
Cocky.
egotistic or
Go.
cocky,
Hmm.
but that's just the reality of it. A major giant have tried to compete with me, and they can't, right? And
Hmm.
and because I'm one of those guys, I'll give you shit at cost. I don't give a fuck,
Yep. Hmm.
but and again, we don't have that mentality because in last 25 years, every shop that has opened up small, not every, but 90% of the shop opened up. I opened that for them. I help them. I give them product, open it, help them with the licensing, whatever they need to be done. They need product, come get it from me. Sell it first, then make the money and give it to me.
Hmm.
And that's just us. You know, again, look, we practice what we preach. What I said earlier, my prayers, my wish is to everyone should have more than I have, and
Hmm.
that's all is to it. So why wouldn't I help? So
Yep.
guys were shocked. They're like, we're in the industry a long time. Nobody ever give us anything. I said, here it doesn't work that way. He goes, but you don't know us. I say, all
Hmm.
I know is you own a shop, right? They're like, yes. I say, it ends right there.
Exactly.
Professional courtesy. That's all.
You know. So we're coming up on an hour and a half. If you
All right.
guys, if you guys have any questions for Signs, drop them now. And you know, always like the people that you look up to as far as Ernesto Carrillo, Chico Rivas. One was Don Douglas, correct? And You know, just when you're sitting down picking those people's brains, or just sitting there sharing experiences with them, like what's going through your mind at those moments, Sanj?
Look, my thing is when you sit, right? It's like I always tell people,
Mm-hmm.
if you sit with me
Yep.
and if you want to learn,
Yep.
right? Or a lot of times I go on the blog and I talk internal business, right?
Yep.
We had one on his podcast.
Yep.
We had one brand owner,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes, we did.
And we carry his cigars. We're not going to mention the name. And then I took him back in the history, and he was just scratching his head. He's like, "Sons, I didn't know you were
In
this
the
deep
business for that long.
involved
Yes.
and business this long. These are all the people started way after I came in. So it just because we don't say much don't mean we're not here.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, when I sit, I always tell people, if you listen to my blogs and my podcasts, a lot of times you're going to find me rude because I'm
Mm-hmm.
honest. I tell you the truth. And look, I'm telling you, if you feel my $6 cigar is not worth it, don't fucking buy it. Don't waste your $6.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. But our thing is, if you're gonna listen, if you are at my level, right? You know, we're gonna teach each other.
Yes.
We're gonna learn stuff from each other. And if you're not at my level, you're going to learn. And
A
it's that
lot.
simple.
A lot.
So by talking business, putting the truth out doesn't make you an asshole, doesn't make you a rude guy. It just tells me that you have you know fucking pussy balls. And to me, that's all it's doing. I tell people a lot of times, people like, a couple of weeks ago we were on our blog, some guy
Mm-hmm.
made a comment, why is so many signs putting F-bombs? I'm like, get off the fucking thing. Nobody's
Uh-huh.
holding you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Guy makes a comment, you're rude. No, I'm not rude.
Yep.
This is fucking adult driven industry, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like watching a fucking porn and you don't want to see pussy and dick. No, that don't fly that way.
Mm-hmm.
If you're that sensitive, get off. I'm not going to change who I am for you. If you know who I was and what I stand for and what I do, you wouldn't, have said that. But people are too quick to judge without knowing person's background, person's history, and even these young guys. I teach them
Yep.
never take somebody's opinion
Yep.
unless it happened to you, and that person treat you bad. Then you have a right. But if somebody else, say, "Oh, Sanj is this and that," don't believe it because there's three sides of the story. His story, Sanj's story, and God's story.
Exactly. And
So
and
it's very hard. And social media. Mike Tyson said the best. Social media made a lot of people tough guys.
mm-hmm.
Would they say? And to me, I'm a type of guy. If you talk behind my back, means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll appreciate you more the day you come front of my face and say what you have to say.
Yeah.
And that's a man thing. And I know I have no issues with it. Listen, if I'm lying, if I'm telling stories, then there is a problem, right? If I'm making up something about somebody, then there is a problem. But if I tell you this guy fucking, I saw him sucking a dick, I saw him sucking a dick. It's that simple.
Yeah. Sorry. uh, I think you know, the one things that, and also the thing that I'm learning is the fact that I would go and grab a cigar. I would grab a cigar and I would smoke it, and and maybe in the middle, I'll be like, it's not good. And then you'll go, this is why. This is why that cigar isn't good. And you'll break down the reasons why that cigar in itself is not a good cigar. And also, you would go and talk about just as far as the the region. And so, you know what, this is the question I have for you. How do you learn, just without even looking at a band, be able to tell what region that cigar is from?
It's like anything else, right? It's like asking a dog, how do you know what shit, what dog came from? It's
Mm-hmm.
certain things you just learn and it stays with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like flavor,
Yes.
right? Like, so you eat meat, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you remember certain things in life and which is natural. If you're into it, it becomes second nature.
Yes.
So if your grandmother made a chicken and if your mother made a chicken, you know the difference who made it, correct?
Yeah.
Same thing with us.
Mm.
We're doing it for so long that we could smell, we could taste, we could
Yeah,
everything.
because
Right,
you can tell the difference
right.
between like
And how I taught you, I could teach
yeah,
people. You could taste the tobacco, you could taste the cigar
yeah,
without lighting it,
yep,
exactly how that note's gonna be,
mm-hmm.
right? So it's your palate, and like I said, my sense of taste, my sense of smell, it's very sensitive. So I pick up a lot of stuff that average person can't pick it up.
Because you know,
So you look
yeah,
at babies, right?
yes,
You give them medicine, they drink it
yeah,
because their palate's not developed. They
yep,
don't know the
they
taste.
know the taste, yeah,
You, at the other hand, as you get older, you know how sugar tastes, how salt tastes, how black pepper
mm-hmm.
tastes, how eggs taste, right? At the same token, it kind of harshens your palate, so you lose. It suppresses the bottom palate, fresh palate. That's why when people say the term "smoke it on a fresh palate," what does that mean? After you brush your teeth, this and that. That's what they mean. So you could actually get flavors and
I have
taste.
a very controversial question for you.
Yeah,
Pepper bombs.
yeah. What is that?
Do you feel like a cigar that's just extra that's only pepper? Like
Well,
no matter
so again, see that goes on people, right?
hmm
So you can say because somebody made a very strong peppery cigar,
yeah.
look, there are somebody. Look, I always tell people because I like cigars, traditional classic cigars. So anything that I smoke is traditional classic cigars. Now I tell people all the time, I don't smoke LFD cigars, but
Yep.
like Lennox, I love the Lennox, La Volcada, I love it.
hmm
And then when they introduced the 25th anniversary, it's one of my favorite cigars. In downstairs basement, I have basically every year they used to come out, the box press, the factory press,
Yeah.
right? The 115 cigars comes in his own tray.
hmm
I have for 2007, I have from 2006, I have to, all of them. But I like those cigars.
Yeah.
But today's generation, and again, I always tell people, I like spicy food, but you couldn't just put straight peppers in my plate and say, eat this. No, I need character. I need, mixture. I need a lot of things with it. So, you can say pepper bomb. I mean, would I smoke a pepper bomb? Absolutely not.
Mm.
I want cigars that to transition minimum 4 times in its duration. So if you look at all our cigars, if you know what you're doing, they'll change 4 to 5 times, and for better and for better and for better, right? And that's what you want, and that's what I want.
Because the reason why is because I feel like if you're smoking a pepper bomb on a retro hill, how do you get those flavor notes in that? Because at the end of the day, your nose is burning so much even on a retro that you
Well,
have to be.
because the retro, most people when they do retro, what they do, I teach you, right?
Yep.
They just pull everything
Push
out.
everything out. Yep.
No, when you retro, you hold the smoke, let it cool down, and then just gently, it should just linger there. It shouldn't have any force on that smoke, right? And when it lingers there, you hold it, and then you'll taste it. Back of your uvula, you're gonna taste
Mm.
this.
Wow. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna end here because we're an hour and a half in, and I know it's getting late. It's around 9:30 our time.
Yeah,
So,
and I got a long ride.
and Sanj has a long ride home. And also, I just want to say, Sanj, thank you for coming on my show.
Anytime, my
And
pleasure.
you know how grateful I am for you.
My pleasure, brother.
You know,
You don't have to thank me. Your family.
yeah, I know.
You know.
And you know, but this won't be the last time that Sanj comes on. And also too, you'll see Sanj yelling at me tomorrow at on should I smoke this on
Anybody who's a cowboy fan is a fucking piece of shit.
oh my see here we go
Yeah, because
you
I'm
know what
Indian, naturally.
Patty get him
Pat ain't gonna get
Pat
nothing.
get him
Only thing Pat's gonna get is my balls in his fucking mouth.
Pat you know what I need Pat take him out
All right, let's go. Say have a goodbye. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Thank you for being here. And that's it. I gotta go.
I got it all right guys you guys know the vibes already tell a friend to tell a friend Big Guilty Cigars out and y'all should have said something
And
where it says
and all our product is at shouldismoke.com.
should I smoke this.com give it a look for Rob look at all we have deals on Placencia, Crown Head,
Everything. Just
everything.
look at the prices. You'll be shocked.
You'll be shocked.
Yeah.
and also for not telling me that I put bug guilty instead of big guilty.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Good night.
Later, guys. Bye.